Peekaboo, guess who? It's Frankie, what's up? Wrath of Aquarius podcast. I'm back, motherfuckers. And we have other people here with us today. We have someone else with us today. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go ahead, man.
Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hello, motherfuckers. It's your favorite light worker, Tedi Mclendon here.
I think that's it.
That's it?
I think
that's the beginning right there.
Yeah,
all right. We got the beginning, folks.
That's good.
We did it.
All right, guys. So, welcome to Wrath of Aquarius podcast. I have special guests here.
Oi, oi.
Frankie Marano.
Frankie. That's
and
me.
Tedi Mclendon. So, Tedi is my spiritual... should I say it, the master or...
Well, I don't know. I don't think I'm a master. I don't really... I mean, there's few people who I would consider masters, and I don't know. I still got plenty to learn, honey. I'll be your bridge. I'll be your bridge to spirituality.
Fuck yeah. So what would that be in the tarot card? Would that be like...
What motherfucker would I be? I would... let's see. What tarot card... Well, because now I think of me as a human, and I'm like, I'm justice. Justice.
Oh, shit.
But I guess I would be the Fool card. I'm leading you on your journey. I'm the beginner.
Oh, shit.
Taking you through the beginning of your journey, the Fool.
It was so fucking crazy. Like, I was, like, in a weird spot in my life. And then all of a sudden, oh my God, I was in such a weird fucking spot. And then I met Tedi.
Hello, everyone.
And then she was like, yo, guys, spiritual shit. And then we did a fucking, we casted a spell, broke curses.
Yeah, we broke some ancestral curses. That was fun.
We did.
Yeah, by a lovely lake.
And then you introduced me to James.
Yes.
And then we all fucking chilled. And then Frankie came. And also our other friend Matt.
Yeah.
So then now...
we created the squad.
Yeah.
The boys.
Fuck yeah.
See, that's how you know you're truly spiritual. When you got the boys, and even though you are embodied in a female body... your boys recognize that masculine energy.
Yeah, exactly. It's like we have both energies within us, the masculine and the feminine.
Yes. And you
gotta
know,
balance that shit.
Some people have more masculine or more feminine energies, and some people have like a beautiful mixture of it. I would consider myself more divine feminine, but boy, don't mess with my masculinity, bro. I'm like, don't mess with my masculinity.
Yeah.
I'm like, I still got it. I'm a hardworking woman.
I feel like it's like you're
driven.
rooted in divine feminine, and then you can like branch off to divine masculine and like pull that down and incorporate it into your life. But I say for like a man, he might be rooted in like the divine masculine and go after the divine feminine.
Well, it's just like...
does it work like that?
I wouldn't necessarily put it like that. For me, it's okay. Everything is everything. It's yes and it's no. Like, dualism is just like, it's just a like facade, all right? There's really only unity. So
yeah, exactly,
in reality,
actually.
like, you have everything in you. You have the divine feminine. You have the divine masculine.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of how much you tap into it, really. And how much you heal your own personal wounds and, really overcome your shit so you can just really live up to your highest potential.
Exactly. It's like the more problems you have, the like more it's weighing you down.
Well, it's not more the problems you have. You can have a million problems as long as you're handling them. It's not too bad. It's when you start repressing your shit when shit gets like really bad, because then it starts festering, even though you're not paying attention to it, it may not be conscious. Your subconscious is going crazy. That's like a really like crazy thing because a lot of people don't even...
is like twitching and fucking...
some people will be like leading a completely normal life and they might be like, why do I have such severe anxiety? And it's like, turns out like they're repressing a shit ton of shit from their childhood that they never dealt with. Exactly. That's just like branching out in this way now. And they're like, man, I have no idea. And then they tell me their life story and I'm like, well, shit, I have a few starters for you, honey.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's a few different places you could look at. And they're like, no, like, it doesn't matter. I was so young. And I'm like, it still matters. Well, like, especially the shit that happens when you're a kid, because when you're a kid, like, you can't handle your emotions properly, you know? You're still learning, you're, like, new to this world, let alone, like, mastering your own emotions. And so basically, you don't know how to deal with it. You don't even sometimes know trauma is happening, because even though it feels wrong, it may be by, you know, say if your freaking father was, like, molesting you or something, you know? If dad says it's all right, you're not going to register as a kid. Like, you're going to be like, this is gross, this is icky. But you're like, if dad says it's all right, like, he's my dad. Like, that's it. Like, you know?
Exactly, because, like, that's the time that you're learning structure.
That's an extreme sample, but...
Yeah, it's like the first time that you're learning about, like, things like love and all that stuff. So, like, if your parents were, like, abusing each other, and during the time that you were young, that you learn love and stuff like that, you're gonna mistake those actions as, like, how you express love and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah, because
and you're like, why the fuck do I always, like, fuck shit up in relationships? And it's like, oh, maybe
it's what you see.
Yeah, it's like maybe my perspective on everything is like...
Well, you know, as a kid, you have so limited access to other people. So you mostly see from your parents. You learn from, you know, besides, like, now we have social media, TV, and things like that for children to learn from.
Multiple different perspectives.
We have a bunch of different perspectives that are now being presented to us. But, you know, as a kid growing up, like, you know, we didn't really have too much. You know, we were only seeing our parents, that was basically where we learned our fight or flight, like, responses, you know.
I think that you learn that stuff when you're young, you know, from your parents. But then I think as you get older, it eventually gets to a point where it's, like, up to you to, like, I know with me, I would notice, like, oh, I did this, that's, like, how my dad does it. And then it's up to me, like, do I want to be like my dad on that one? Or do I want to change, like, not do that? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. It's like feed the demon,
but you have to do it for yourself. Like,
Mm-hmm.
because then you probably will, like, you'll be the same as that. You know, like, you have to, like, you have to do it. Put in the work yourself, like, to...
And it's not only putting in the work, it's... a big part of it is forgiveness, especially with, like, the bad habits you gain, is forgiving your parents for exhibiting those behaviors to you in the first place, and forgiving yourself for developing those coping mechanisms, because those were the only ones available to you.
You have to realize that your parents...
And you have to accept responsibility.
Your parents are just two people.
Yeah.
You know,
isn't that fucking crazy?
Now, like, as you get older, you realize... you know, whatever, like, your person, you know, you realize you get a little more whatever you want to say to, like, you know, your environment, you get more whatever, and you realize, like, they're just fucking people, like I'm a person, you know, like, I have my fucking shit, they have their shit, like, you know, it's like they're not perfect, like, no one's gonna, you know, like,
yeah, exactly,
they're just another person, just like, you know, just like us three, you know, like, we'll all talk about our shit, you know, like, we all have some shit, you know, just like your parents, just like your parents, you know, like, everyone has shit.
Yeah, it's like we always forget that our parents also have problems on top of like taking care of us too.
Yeah, parents.
So it's, like, fucking crazy, and you, like, stop to think about it. You're like, wait a second, hold on.
I mean,
Let
maybe
me just,
you
like,
guys
chill with my parents
you guys
for, like, 2
have
seconds.
like, you guys haven't lived by yourself yet, but I've lived by myself for, like,
I have.
How long? Oh, you guys did?
For, like, a year.
I was homeless for a little bit.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Well,
during quarantine, motherfuckers. Listen to a couple of podcasts ago. I explained it.
I was gonna say that, like, once you're away from them for a while, like years or whatever, not being with them all the time, you realize more. Like, they're just, like, you realize, like, I'm doing my own shit, they're doing their own shit, they have their own shit going on, you know? Like, you know what I'm saying? Once you disconnect from them,
yeah, no,
and, like,
definitely.
You do your own shit, you're like, oh, like
when I moved out, my mom's, like,
yeah,
relationship with me completely changed. Like, you know, because now it was on my terms. It's like, you can act however you act, Mom, but, like, if you're gonna call me up screaming and stuff, I'm just gonna hang up. I don't have to see you, you know? And they realize that too, like, oh shit, they can live without me.
Yeah.
Because,
it's like,
you know,
when they do that shit, they want you to, like, grovel before them and shit like that. But
exactly,
like,
you know, because...
No, fuck you, I'm gonna live on my own. And then they're like, wait, what? It's just like...
And it's just like, you know, parents, they can know, like, okay, you know how, like, to random strangers, you will never, like, get into a random screaming fight or whatever with, you know, it's really, like, people that, like, you really love, and you know they love you, too, that you fucking freak out on, because you know you can show them all your ugly, and, like, they won't give a shit. And, like, kids, especially when they're financially dependent on a parent, have to, like, usually they'll have to submit to their parent, no matter, like, how stupid their fucking demand is, or any shit like that. Like, they'll have to submit because, like, oh, what if I want to go out with my friends? Mom's gonna say no now if I fucking argue with her about this petty shit. But that's the thing. When you, like, leave, now it's like there's nothing being held over your head now.
Yeah, it's like you're at free will.
Yeah, you're at free control of your life. Like, you don't have to talk to your parents ever again. And basically,
isn't it so weird they bring you into this world and there's, like, an option just to, like, never fucking talk to them ever again?
Well, the thing is, this was, like, a really hard lesson for me to learn, is that no one owes you anything. Your mother doesn't even owe you love, okay? Like, no one owes you anything. And that's it. Like, everything's on you. And that's a big part of accountability.
Yeah.
Is owning your actions and also owning your part in situations that happen. Like, you have to own where you're wrong also. Mm-hmm. And that's a big part of accountability, and people don't like that. Mm-hmm. People just don't like that shit. Like, everyone likes to play the blame game. Yeah, well, everyone likes to play the blame game until they're the one at fault, and then they're like, whoa. There's got to be at least 20 people behind me on this line who's responsible for this shit. Like, you know, fuck.
Yeah. Exactly.
People be wildin'.
It's
People
like they're
be
passing
wildin'.
off an energy until, like, it keeps, like, going and going, and eventually it just builds up, and I feel like then it causes, like, some chaotic shit. Mm-hmm. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
But they did it. It's like you could have just stopped it here. You didn't have to go there.
You have to take care of that stuff.
Yeah. It's like you gotta catch it early.
Exactly.
I feel bad for people. I don't know. I feel like I've dealt with a lot of my shit, you know? Mm-hmm. I feel like very free or whatever you want to say. And but then, like, I know people that are like, they're like almost 30 or whatever, and like they definitely have not figured that shit out.
Yeah.
And like they're like,
there's people who are like
a lot older.
Fucking, like,
and sure,
60,
exactly. Like
70 who still don't like have their shit figured out. Like my mom, like I love her to death, but there's definitely a lot of shit she hasn't figured out yet.
You're right.
And like she's like how old?
It doesn't
she's
even
62?
matter. Yeah. There's Yeah.
And, like, I look at that, and I'm like, I look at all the things she stresses over, like, you know, when she takes, like, if I come to my mom with a problem, and, like, I just kind of want to talk to her about it, she takes that problem and makes it her own. That's her problem now. Like, sorry, bitch, I'm upset now. Like, this is my issue. And I'm like, oh, my God, you just, like, take everyone's problems as your own, man. Like, oh my God, look how much extra weight you have to carry when you don't have to, bro.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
like,
it's like,
you know, just little shit like that, pass. You know, where I'm like, damn, I pity the fool. I pity the fool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, oh my God.
It's like I'm flattered, but like, don't.
But don't.
It's like for your own sake, don't do it.
Yeah, I'm like, Jesus, like these are like patterns that don't serve you at all, woman. Like, now here you are, like freaking out about something that doesn't even have to do with you. Like, you know, like relax. It's like I pity that shit. I pity it.
Shit's insane.
Healing trauma.
I've been doing that the past like week. I've been getting so fucking smacked and just like sitting in contemplation. I'm just like letting shit go. I've been doing more like Buddhist tradition stuff, like like letting things like be and just like going with the flow of everything. Just being like, yo, let's float in this direction, you know? Because like I was talking to Frankie last podcast and he was saying that like his lucky number is 3. And mine is also a 3 as well. And then I looked up the angel number thing, and it says flow of what it means. So I'm just like, yo.
Flow, bro. Flow.
So I'm like, everything is telling me to just flow right now with life.
See, for me, healing trauma, I have to be actively engaging in that shit. Because I know if I'm not fucking actively engaging, I'm just gonna sleep on that shit. See,
to let it fester.
With the way I handle things in life, I just kind of let it flow. Like, I don't really make plans. I kind of just live in the moment.
Yeah.
You know, it's easier that way for me. Like, you know...
I feel like that's like...
Living in the now is the most...
living in the now is like the best way.
Is the best way to do things. Because you're not guaranteed the future. For when I was younger, you know, I focused so much on the future. Because, like, I had a lot of fucked up shit going on in my life when I was a kid, and I couldn't escape any of it because I was a kid, and I had no control in my life.
Yeah.
And, you know, I always looked forward to the day where I could make my own life, and I could live my dreams, and be living the best kind of day. Like, you know, where I don't have to cry every fucking day, and I don't have to be, like, feeling miserable and powerless. And, like, it's just like, holy shit, here I am. And it's because I had to fucking actively heal that motherfucking shit. Like, I look back and I laugh at myself at, like, all the stupid shit I did based off of trauma. But, like, that's like, the way you have to be. You can't be angry with yourself. You just gotta laugh and be like, oh, look at that kid. Look at that little kid over there, that little punk doing some stupid bullshit because mommy hurt their feelings. Ooh.
Yeah, it's like
you gotta make fun of yourself and be like, it's okay. Like, it's chill.
Yeah.
You know, you can't be perfect all the time, especially when growing up. You know, you fuck up, you make plenty of mistakes, you live and you learn. But I guess the mistakes are the fun part.
It's like making mistakes is how you learn. It's like you are made from your mistakes because they're all lessons. It's like how to be a better person and how to navigate life better.
And also just like, for me, I'm very oblivious. I'm an oblivious ass bitch.
Honestly,
I am so gullible and oblivious. Like, someone could be fucking me over right in front of my face, and I'd be like, well, maybe they mean it this way. Like, I don't know. I don't know what they mean. And
I'm the same way.
And, like, I'm just like, well, now I know a lot more shit to look out for because of all the bullshit I've encountered.
Yeah, it's like you always gotta have that detector and be like, what the fuck you doing? It's like you gotta keep your eye on people sometimes.
Yeah, you just gotta, like, you know, keep one eye open.
Oh, by the way, I also wanted to do a thing that Frankie mentioned. It's like he said to like explain like zodiac signs and stuff like that on the podcast for like all the like.
Oh yeah, I said like it's called the Wrath of Aquarius podcast. You know what I'm saying? Like every guest that comes on, you should talk. You know, at least
be like, yo, what the fuck is your
okay.
zodiac signs, bro? It's like
okay.
I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
I'm motherfucking Tedi, and I'm a goddamn Aries. Okay, I am a leader. I'm a flame. I'm passionate. I'm crazy.
I'm not saying all this shit when I say my.
I'm crazy. All right. And my moon sign is Aquarius, so I'm a little low key about my feelings and shit. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. I feel like that's a total like moon like Aquarius sign. Like, I'm just a unique person, and maybe no one will ever understand how I feel, and I'm okay with that.
But that's the problem with us Aquarians. Is like that we're unique.
We're just so unique.
Weird.
We're so weird.
Yeah.
We're just weird people.
We're weirdos.
We're weirdos, and we love it. And my rising sign is Libra, so when I present myself to other people, I'm balanced. I'm a little bit crazy, and I'm a little bit serious sometimes. You know, it's all about the balance, folks. Frankie, take it away.
All right, I'm Frankie, as you know, of course. Can you guess what I am?
Can you guess what I am?
I'm a Scorpio, the best zodiac sign, the most powerful zodiac sign, the best in bed.
Oh my God.
The most charming, the most elegant, the most attractive. Anyway, what was I saying? So yeah, Scorpio, that's what I am. And, I don't know, you want to say the shit? I don't know what to say about it, but what's Scorpio? Go ahead.
No, keep going. I like your interpretations.
Alright, cool. And then my
From the point of view of a Scorpio.
My moon is Virgo. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about that shit.
It's like, I don't know.
Virgo. And I know that's Earth, so that's cool.
So that's cool.
And then my rising is Aries, like you motherfuckers.
You're an Aries rising,
which is funny because I hate all the air signs. I don't like any air signs at all. I think they're all like, they don't know who they are, and they're like fucking very shallow and cheap. But no offense, but so it's cool because I have everything else but air. So I couldn't be happier.
So, Matthew, sorry to the air signs listening to this. I apologize in advance.
I guess we're technically air signs because our moons are air signs.
Woo.
Yeah, but I mean the people that are like they're what's the first one?
Mine's also Libra rising.
They're sons, like the people that like are like
I'm a double air sign too.
Do you know what I'm saying? The people that are actually air signs, not in the moon or the rising, like the people that are like
the sun,
born,
the sun,
the suns, whatever, yeah.
Yeah, those guys are a different kind.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Sorry, air signs.
Sorry,
but
I'm sorry,
but get your shit together. But get your shit together.
They never will.
Find yourself air signs.
Ever will. You could give an air sign a fucking map, dude. Like a map with like a backpack with everything they need. Like just follow this. Like do this. Here's everything you fucking need. Like you don't have to sweat it. I got it. I took care of everything for you. Here you go. You know what I'm saying? And they still could. They wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah.
That's
sorry,
air
signs,
off,
but
they'll get
I guess this turned into a roast session.
Yeah, sorry. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, lo siento.
What are all the air signs?
What?
Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius.
Oh my! And is Sagittarius?
No, Sagittarius is fire signs.
Ooh.
Aries.
Oh, I don't like Sagittarius
Leo,
either.
Sagittarius
So sorry,
fire signs.
Sagittarius.
See, you know who I'm not a fan of? Sorry, world, but Pisces. There's some good Pisces, like Gingy Matt.
Gingy Matt is probably the best Pisces.
He's a top quality
my
human.
My cousin's also
top
a
quality
really good
human.
Pisces.
But I don't know. The rest of the Pisces I met have been like,
Yeah.
They just don't know what they want. They're little fishies swimming up and down their stream, and they're like, where the fuck do you want? Where are you going, guy? I'm just like, I feel like they're such private people when it comes to their shit. But they want to push it out there too, and then they get mad tight when you don't get it, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's like, what is this shit?
What is this shit? Who even are you? Can you even answer that?
Welcome to the Comedy Central Zodiac Roast.
The Zodiac Roast.
2020.
Okay, but Aries, we can be bastards too. Have you ever met a man Aries?
My brother's
Matt,
Aries.
Matt, you motherfuckers are crazy.
Dude, my
I
brother's
say
an
the same
Aries.
shit about Aries women, though. I say that they're like the only people that I'm afraid of.
Yes, you should be terrified of Aries women.
It's just like,
we'll conquer the world together. If every Aries woman just came together and fucking created a tribe, we'd wipe out all of our enemies.
Pack of women ever.
Yo, it would deadass be like in fucking Wonder Woman. Yeah!
What the fuck?
Yes. Ooh,
I forgot what they're fucking called though.
Oh, the Amazons.
Yeah, the Amazons.
The motherfucking Amazons. That's who they would all be fucking Aquarius. I mean, Aquarius. Aries women. Of course.
Yeah, but Teddy and I are the same zodiac signs other than our rising.
Yeah.
We're both Aries, Aquarius.
Oh, yeah.
My rising's a Gemini.
And mine's an air sign too, though.
Yeah.
Mine's an air sign too, though. It's
and John's also the same fucking elements. John's a Leo, Aquarius, fucking Libra.
Yeah.
It's like, now that I know who you are, let me get out of this podcast.
Oh, gotta run, kids. Sorry, it looks like the
You know what's
broach energy is over.
Though?
What?
My two brothers are Aries and Virgo, and I have like mine, and then I have.
You know,
Virgo,
it's
Aries, and my thing.
my sisters are.
like
I have two
the
younger
same.
sisters, and they
same
are.
thing?
They're no Leo, and fucking Taurus,
Oh shit.
which
My
they're both
brother-
earth signs, both fire and earth.
Shit. My brother's an Aquarius, and my other brother's a Sagittarius. And my brother is also an Aquarius, Sun and Moon Leo. So he's John switched. But my brother's also a Scorpio rising, so I was like, oh shit.
Yo, the other day,
Some crazy shit.
I was talking to my friend who's like he's a really science-based dude.
So he's an imitation Scorpio. That's what he is.
Yeah, he's like a fake Scorpio.
Yeah,
He comes
imitation.
off as a Scorpio, but he's not.
Oh my god. So basically, I was telling my friend the other day, he's like this really science-based dude. He needs lots of facts and shit like that. And he made me take this whole personality test. All right? And it basically told me jack, like, squat. Okay? Like, it told me nothing. Like, it told me generalistics that I already knew. Like, I was like, okay. And so I was like, now you got to take my test. I was like, and I pulled out his, like, fucking astrology chart. He shat his pants. He was so mortified with what, like, his birthplace, birthday, and time of birth could fucking tell him about himself. He was like, he wanted to run and hide in the corner. He was, like, traumatized for, like, 30 minutes because I just instantly shattered his ego.
Yeah, literally, it's like I love sending people their birth charts. I'm like, yo, can I do your birth chart for you? And I send it to them. And they're like, why the fuck is this actually me? I'm like, bro, it's so weird, right?
It's so good. It's so good.
I stumbled upon it, like, one
I love
day
squashing
during,
the
like, meditation.
non-believers. Just shoving evidence in their face, and they're like, I can't even look away.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't even know about, like, natal charts and shit like that. They
Yeah,
only
exactly.
Know
They
about, like,
only
their
know the sun sign,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Wait, that really doesn't identify me." And I'm like,
It's
"How
like,
could
it
one
goes
thing?
deeper.
What is it? Would we call all the bones in our bodies bone? No, bitch. There's sections. There's categories. There's other things that go into it. That's too complex to put one fucking thing and be like, "This is the say all, bitch."
Yeah.
Like, damn, it's some wild shit. Like, imagine, like, every bone in the body is called bone. Like, oh, doc, I broke my bone.
Which bone?
Which bone?
My bone.
My bone.
Which one? The one over
Can't you tell with my bone?
The one over here, yeah, but which one? This bone. Which
This bone.
This bone.
This bone.
Which bone?
Like,
This bone.
It just goes on forever.
But shit, like, when you get into numerology after you get into fucking natal charts, that shit gets fucking crazy. I've been, like, I
Shit
was
gets
just
wild.
introduced into numerology. I think I manifested it, though, because I was like, numerology, because you said something about it, and you were getting into it, and then I was like, interesting. But it was, like, a lot of shit. And then my girlfriend at the time was like, yo, numerology, and she started, like, pointing out, like, repeating numbers and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what the fuck? And I was, like, looking at license plates and all this shit.
Yeah, everything becomes a sign after that.
Yeah, everything's a
astrology
sign. I'm like,
literally
yo, what
like
the
opens a
fuck is
whole
going
nother
on?
fucking realm of shit, and you're like, what? The Matrix is actually glitching the fuck out. Like, deadass. Like, it turns out, like, when I was younger, I had a book about astrology, and like I would do it, and like I'd do it for everyone. And, like, I completely forgot about it. Like, I literally forgot that I even do it.
Yeah.
And then, like, I started doing, numerology when I got older. And, you know, like, I was into, like, astrology and all this shit. Like, and I wanted to learn about numerology. And so, and, like, when I started doing it, I, like, had a flashback. And I found the book that I used to have. And, like, I found, like, notes of, like, all the people's names and shit I would do. And, like, it was crazy. It was crazy.
That's fucking awesome.
Of like all the people and shit I would do, and like, don't do that to me ever again.
Oh no.
It's over, Frankie. It's over, Frankie.
I send you to the shadow realm.
No. I'm gonna pull your hair.
Excuse me. Don't touch my hair.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I'll touch your lots of love any day.
Hey. Relax.
Don't touch the hair, bro.
Don't touch my hair.
Don't touch
Don't
that.
touch the hair, okay?
Yo, we all
Don't
have
touch
long
my
hair.
Yeah, we do.
Don't
I
touch
think that's
my
good.
hair.
Bringing the 80s back, bro.
Don't touch it.
We're bringing the 80s back. It's mullet time, bitches.
Yeah.
It's like, what? People keep telling me to fucking cut it.
Mullets with fucking handlebar mustaches.
Matt, I could totally see you with one.
With the headbands.
In like,
Oh my God.
I'm thinking in another like maybe year or two. Look, if I let it go, it starts to go down, and like I see the hair starting here.
Dude, I fully
I'm doing it when I can. I'm doing it once.
You gotta fucking do it.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, dude, I feel like
I hope y'all know. You guys are the first
We're
people to
bringing it back.
know. Frankie's going to grow a fucking handlebar mustache. Exciting news,
Frankie,
people.
I'll grow one with you.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah. Do you ever wonder what people are doing while they're doing, like, listening to podcasts? Like, I wonder if someone's, like, gonna take a shit while listening to this right now.
People
Yo,
probably.
I should-
And I hope you are, and you
people
feel
do-
shook at this
people-
moment that I know you're shitting.
People are doing anything you could think of while listening to.
That's the beauty of podcasts. It's like you can.
Girl,
literally
I just
fucking
hope you
listen
ain't,
to
like,
it.
jacking off right now. The fuck?
Please jack
You
off
little-
to my voice. I'm gonna do a
You
guided
little
seminar
succubus.
of like fucking like guided masturbation. What on the podcast?
Oh my God, podcasting, Matt.
That's weird.
Guided masturbation. Do it. You're listening to the sound of my voice.
Yeah.
Your
Like
erotic
ASMR?
tissue is
ASMR
slowly
mic or some shit?
coming to life. Slowly throbbing.
Now you'll slowly.
Now you ejaculate! Just scream at your top of your lungs. You're ejaculating! Now! And now you're coming.
Now you're coming.
Now you're coming! All over this bitch.
Feel it coming.
Frankie, get out of here. Oh my God, you fucking perverted Scorpio.
The fuck? Matt was just doing it.
Yeah, but
fuck?
Matt wasn't doing it 2 inches from the actual,
like it
fucking
though?
phone, like...
I was
keeping
like,
it.
you feel it coming, and then you were like, no bueno.
No bueno.
I'm keeping it.
What if I just lit the whole car on fire and everyone listening to us burn to death?
That'd be fucking insane. I would have to keep it as evidence.
Excuse ya.
So, what's the most profound thing you have ever recalled on psychedelics?
Oh my God, DMT, the whole fucking trip, obviously.
Explain that for. Do you want to explain it?
Okay, I'll fucking explain it. I'm open. So, before I did DMT, I meditated. I was chill in a good space. And, I took a few hits and then I started passing out. And I laid down and I just felt my soul leave my body. My soul left my body and I was instantly surrounded by what felt like the biggest, softest blanket of unconditional love. That was literally what it was made of. It was unconditional love that wrapped my soul. And all around me was the most beautiful fucking colors, colors you've never seen, the brightest, and you could feel them, you touch them, and you experience the colors. You are the colors, you're feeling the colors, and it's fucking great. And in that moment, everything made sense. I felt my connection to every person on this planet. I knew I was one with everyone after that. That was, my instant, jumping a few grades in spirituality right there.
It immediately brings you deeper into your heart chakra or some
because,
shit
yeah,
like
because,
that.
instantly I knew. I felt it. I experienced it. The connection I felt to every single person on the planet. I couldn't deny it. It was real. I felt my soul leave my body. I know I'm a soul and not a body now. There's so many things that were just proven right then and there. I'm a soul, not a body.
It's all these realizations.
And this is when I'm fucking 15 years old. So that was jump right in, why don't you?
Yeah.
That shattered a bunch of core beliefs right there. And I just embraced it.
Congratulated middle school. Here's some DMT.
Yes, literally.
Let's go into the fucking.
Are you ready to become an adult?
Yeah. Are you
ready to see
go
some
to the
real
fifth
shit?
Dimension.
Literally, it was the most beautiful experience I've ever had in my life. It was fantastic.
Damn. I want to I wanted to, but now I'm still contemplating on whether or not I should.
Do DMT. Everyone out there, I'm not making you do DMT. But if you do, my Instagram is at Tedi, TEDI _Mac, MAC. Hit me up, please.
Hit me up.
Hit me up. Just saying. Help a lady out.
Shit.
Well, I don't have anything like that, but
Frankie, you have some fucking experience, though.
yeah, but
Yeah,
I'm
I
trying
want you
to
to go
decide which ones I want to talk about. You know, I guess to start it off, one thing that I realized,
Time to.
Smoke one.
one thing that I realized, like, so when I did my heroic dose
Your heroic dose
of 7 grams.
Oh
of,
my God.
Psilocybin.
Should we explain also before that of like our shit?
All right. So let me explain. All right. So here we go. Here's my story. Now,
Here's my story.
first of all, I'm not. I only took these for to heal, for like wisdom to heal, like for bettering myself. Not like I'm not fucking. I don't take drugs left and right. You know what I'm saying? Or
Yeah,
I don't even
it's
consider
like
them
you had
drugs.
the intention
They're not drugs to me.
Get
They're not
over
drugs
some
to me.
shit.
They're not drugs to me. But
Yeah, it's like
I don't-
philosophical teachers.
yeah, it's to help me. It's for healing. So.
It takes a nice long drag.
So, let's go, baby.
So you were talking about taking drugs to heal.
Yeah, I wanted to explain the whole thing, but I don't have to explain like when I did it with Matt, the other man. Anyway, I'm just gonna explain. All right, whatever. So, my 7 gram heroic dose. Here we go. So I got 7 grams of psilocybin. I pounded it down into a fine powder in like a Ziploc bag.
Yeah.
And I put it in some French onion soup, mixed it up, you know, and ate the fucking soup. And I barely even knew that there was, you could barely even tell that there was anything in it. And like, I think I counted, like, it was like 16 or 17 minutes later. I was like, whoa. Like, I already, when you take them and you know something's off, you get that weird, like
Yeah,
your
there's anxiety.
you know that it's coming, yeah.
Yeah, you're like, oh.
And like, it was like, dude, it was literally 16, 17 minutes, and something was off already, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, usually they take like
And
an
I was
hour.
like, here we go, but I was ready for it. I knew, like, anyway. So, the coolest thing that I got out of that was that, like, I had an ego death, I guess it's called.
Yeah.
Where I thought that I was like going to take a shower or something. I was like, I had never taken a shower on them, so I was like, let's
Yo,
do
isn't it the best?
So when I took my shirt off, I remember taking my shirt off and I looked down at my body, and it just, it doesn't look right. Like,
It doesn't look
and I was
right.
Like, whoa,
It's like, what the fuck
like,
is
yeah,
this?
it was very foreign to me or something. Like, but I was thinking, like, I thought I died. And then I was like, what if I died and I'm living like it's a dream now that like everybody's still here with me, but in reality my family has mourned over me and I'm gone and everyone, I passed or whatever, but I'm still continuing thinking everyone's here or something like that, and you wouldn't know, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, what if when you die you keep going and you don't know that you died?
Oh.
And like you just keep, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like you just kept living on as if like you weren't dead and you had no idea.
Because like, I don't know how to explain it the best way.
I know exactly what you're talking about, and it's honestly tripping me out now. I don't know.
Like,
Because I get it. It's like, how you know.
Listen,
like
you're
never know
driving,
when you die.
right?
It's like it just
you're
happens.
driving, and you go through a red light, and someone hits you, right?
Yeah.
And you die. What if you know, your brain's fucking weird. I mean, think of like when you close your eyes and you go to bed, you imagine that you're in fucking other worlds and shit. You start dreaming. So like anything can be possible with your fucking head.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You could probably cut that shit out or some. You know, like what if you got into an accident, but you just like you
kept
come
driving.
back. You keep driving though in your head. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And everything else happens in like the real world or whatever the fuck the real world is or whatever, but you just keep going in your like, you know, imagine, you know, whatever.
You know, I had a fucking trip
I don't
like
know.
that. I had a
had
fucking
that
ego
at your
death.
house, Teddy, actually.
The ego death?
Like, I was like, that was when I, like, thought I died in your house on shrooms.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I thought that when I would leave the house, that I would just respawn in your kitchen. And I thought I was eternally stuck in your house.
Can I finish mine a
I
little
think that's
more?
fucking
Yeah.
yes.
So, after that shower, I was like, all right, I'm gonna go to Queens now. And
I know it exists.
So I order a taxi or whatever, Uber, and I remember that drive was very weird. Because that's when, like within the hour, dude, it was intense. Within an hour, because I drank it, because it was soup. So it was like,
Yeah, it just immediately
within the
dissolved
hour, I
within
was
you.
like, I was already going, and like, I remember
Frankie's
getting
gone.
in the car, and like, you know, he was so suspicious to me, you know, like it was like that type, like I didn't I thought he was like fake or imaginary to me or some shit. And I remember like looking out the window, everything, dude, you know, like in a video game, like if the map doesn't render yet, it's a little like blurry and shit until it like pixelizes and gets clearer.
Yeah.
I swear to God, like that's what everything, like I remember I live by, do you know where I live?
Yeah.
Oh, you've been to Matt's house, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you've been to my house.
I've been to everybody's
You know
house,
that La Quinta, that hotel
Yes.
on Johnson? Like, we were passing that, and like from afar, dude, it looked so blurry and like fake, like a drawing. And then as I got closer to it, it like, you know, it came into it, you know, it got all clear, and it was like exactly how I remembered it. But then like I'd pass it and it would get blurry again, and then like things in front of me would be you know, it was a very weird drive. But then when I got to the train station,
Here you go.
I had like, it was like constant deja vu for like a half hour. Like everything I did, I thought it felt like I was like going insane. Like, I don't know how to put it. Like I took the train like the week before,
Yeah.
and I remember like it was like the 6 o'clock train or whatever, and I went into the store, I got a drink, I came outside, I like put my backpack down on the bench, you know, like, and I went in it or whatever, and then I like sat down next to my backpack, and then someone came and sat next to me, and then a taxi I remember every little thing that happened. And then when I was on it and I was waiting for the train to come,
Yeah. Okay.
I go into the store, I get a drink, I sit down again, I put my backpack down the same way, and I sit down. But then someone sits next to me, and I swear it was the same guy, but I was like 3 hours late. It was like a 9 o'clock train that time. So I was like, why would this dude be coming so late now? Like, if he was like going home from work or some shit, you know, like I was thinking, why would he be on the train, whatever? But he was, like, someone sat next to me the same fucking way. And then a taxi fucking pulled up, which is like, all right, maybe because the train was coming in, but it pulled up the same way. And like, whatever.
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
But
it's
to
just
me,
like,
I was like, what? You know? And then I was like, everyone was looking at me, and I was like, I don't know, I was getting into this weird mindset that like they were like waiting for me to go on the train. Like everything was for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I had this weird like thought about everything, that like everything was like crafted for me. Like I was in control of it. Or like I was wondering, like, what if I don't get on the train? Are these people gonna like stop me if I don't get on the train? You know what I'm saying? you know, like everything was like waiting for me.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it. Like, I remember when I was on the train, like I had to go to the bathroom, and I got up to go, and like the ticket guy was like there, and he like stood at, and he like looked at me weird for a second, and I thought he was gonna like stop me or some shit. You know, like everyone was so weird to me. But why is that?
Yeah, they're like, oh,
Well,
are you okay? Like, what the
Probably
fuck?
because your eyes are the size of Jupiter.
Yeah, literally.
No.
They're
But
probably
even
like,
when
why
I was
is
at the
people
train
silent?
station, they couldn't see my eyes. It was like 8 o'clock at night, 9 at night. It was dark over there, you know. Like, you couldn't see. You're not gonna be able to see my eyes in that way that you would see that.
Or maybe
and
you're
like,
putting off a specific type of energy. And then people, like, when they're in contact with it, they, like, kind of, like, understand, like, maybe you're at, like, a whole other, like, level of, like, consciousness, and, like, but it's, like, a little bit over the natural, and then people,
so
like, sense that, so they're just, like, you're just,
not like you're crazy, but you just, like, look like...
Yeah, like, you could just tell, like...
Or it's just, like what's going on here?
Yeah.
I don't know. I remember my fucking ego death. It was fucking terrible. Dead ass, like... I was fucking tripping on acid, and this is like the strongest acid I ever fucking took in my goddamn life, with a bunch of people who I used to go to college with, and dead ass, like, I was there was a point where, like, all of a sudden, like, I was hearing everyone's thoughts, and then they would start saying the exact thing I was hearing, and, like, it was just going, and I was, like, looking around, and all, like, I was like, can everyone hear my thoughts? And that freaked me the fuck out. I was like, what the fuck?
You freaked me out with that, too, when I first started hanging out with you and James. And then you were, like, just, like, your thoughts are, like, so loud right now and stuff like that. I'm like, can they hear my fucking thoughts and shit like that?
Yes. Yes, we can.
I was like, what the fuck?
But
yeah, that shit's insane.
But it was so clear on acid, bro. Like, it was like I was hearing this.
There.
And, like, I know it's there. I know I could fucking crawl into people's minds if I want to. I don't like to, but I know I can if I want to.
Yeah, it's like the power is there.
The power is there. But, like, it was literally, like, I was hearing it as clear as day, and then they would start saying the same exact thing I was fucking hearing, and I was like, oh, my God. This shit's, like, wild. Like, it was just, like... so, like, clear. I was like, oh my God. And then, like, all of a sudden I was like, there was, like, the news playing on the TV, and fuck, I was like, they were showing all, like, the bad shit that the news does, like, fucking, like, car accidents, like, earthquakes, shit like that. And I'm just sitting there on this acid trip, and I'm like, it's the end of the world. I'm gonna die. I don't even want to be with these people right now. And I fucking called James, and I was like, James, I'm scared. And James was like, just listen to my voice, Teddy, and follow me. Just listen to me, and I'll take care of you. And then everyone else who I was with was like, who is this guy? Why the fuck is he saying this? Don't listen to this guy. Fuck this guy. And I was like, I was like, fuck all you guys. I'm listening to this guy. I was like, I know. And I was like, James, you elevate me the fuck out of this. And I was like, oh. And then I got out of that bullshit. Yeah. I literally, like, I thought I died, and it was, like, over. And, like... And then all of a sudden I was like, it was a new life. I was okay. And like I was fucking dancing through the rain in the city that night. I was like, fuck, this is some cool shit. See, there's always like points during the trip where I'm like, I will never do this shit again. And then there's always some remarkable shit that happens after where I'm like, I gotta do this shit again. It's so terrible.
That's what I thought when I was after that 7 gram trip. I mean, I know that we've done it again. Mm-hmm. So I guess I was wrong. I remember being on the train, like, anytime I take them, it's like I forget to breathe or something, or it just gets really hard to breathe. Mm-hmm. I don't know, like, I'll sit there and, like, be like, oh yeah, like, you have to breathe, and I'll be like, it's like, I'll sit there and I won't breathe for, like, a minute, like, I just, like, hold my breath for some reason, and I just won't breathe. Maybe I'm just, like, very calm or something.
Traditional Chinese medicine, the lungs represent grief. So maybe you're holding on to something you haven't fully grieved.
I was sitting on a train listening to music. You think I'm grieving about something while I'm sitting on the album?
Yeah, but it's subconscious. That's what I mean. When people literally repress shit, so it could be literally tearing their subconscious apart while they're like consciously minding their own fucking business and don't see something wrong.
It's not that. I've taken them enough times to know that it's not that.
I don't know.
Because everything that I was suppressing definitely came up when you know what I'm saying? I know that that's not why. I think it's just, I don't know. I get into, I'm so relaxed.
You just forget to breathe.
But anyway, I wanted to say we should talk about when I did it the first time at the party.
Oh my God. The first time Frankie did shrooms. I'll tell you about this. So, we're driving to this party, And it's like this place where musicians throw a party. They charge people admission to come in, and they sell like, you know, little like they sell joints, they sell like little like chocolate shroom like edibles and shit, and it's really nice. And so I brought Frankie with me, and he never did shrooms before, and he's like, I'm gonna do so much shrooms, and I'm not gonna have a bad trip. There's no way. I want to do this so bad. There's no way I could have a bad trip. And I was like, okay, Frankie, like, whatever you fucking say.
Well, disclaimer. Some bullshit happened right before the fucking party started. I don't want to talk about it, but some bullshit happened to me right before the fucking party started, and it was real fucking...
Like, as he was starting to fucking
slimy
trip.
fucking bullshit.
It was real bullshit.
And it was right after I ate them.
It was garbage bullshit.
It was real bullshit, because I know if that didn't happen...
You would have had a great
time.
time.
You know, Juan was there, and I would have had a fucking ball, dude. Like, there would have been no fucking problem, but it was because of that. Like,
okay,
that
so he had a bad...
down the whole fucking night for me.
So...
You know, I wish I could have, like,
keeping that in mind.
Them. I would have, like, threw them up if I could, like, after that. I knew that I was like, fuck, like, you know, I was in that mindset. I was like,
now.
Yep, and now I was like,
fuck this shit.
Yeah.
So, deadass, we're sitting outside, right? And we're smoking. And
I always forget about this part.
And, like, every so often, Frankie would turn to me and go, Tedi, Tedi, Tedi. And, like, you'd be like, you grab me, you'd go, Tedi, Tedi, Tedi. And I was like, what? Like, what's up? Because, like, I took a lower dose than him. Because, like, I knew I was at a party. I know my, like, I know my limits. And I knew I had to watch out for this bitch
I had
ass.
3. And it must have been a gram each. That's probably what it was, right?
No.
No? Half a gram then?
They were probably, like, half a gram each. So.
That's it, though, 1.5 grams. And I was like,
but for your first
Yeah.
time, especially around that many people, yeah. You know.
But I did 3 then with Matt, and until he did that shit on me, like, I was fine.
But you were also with 3 people who you were extremely comfortable with.
Right.
Okay, so to continue on, he would go every like few minutes or so. He'd go, Tedi, 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 and like and then he would just be like, oh, never mind. And then like time would go on, and then he'd go, Tedi, 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 and like he did this at least like 7 or 8 times, right? So. This motherfucker turns to me and I go, Frankie, what? Like, what's going on? And I'm like laughing at this guy at this point. I'm already laughing. I'm like, Frankie, what is it? And he goes, I think this place is a cult. And I'm like, I start laughing and I'm like, you think this place is a cult? And he's like, shh, don't be so loud. They're looking at us. And I'm like, Frankie, they're not looking at us. I'm like, this place is not a cult. They're just a bunch of musicians trying to spread out their music, make some money, like, have a good time. You know, they're just normal day people. People come here and they leave. We all leave at the end of the party. We don't have to come back ever again. We won't be notified. We won't be followed. Like, no one's coming after us if we never come back.
All right.
This isn't a cult.
They get it.
And it was like, you know, they're all wearing these costumes. It was a motherfucking Halloween party, And he's like, they're all wearing these costumes. One's a priest. One's an angel. One's the devil. Like, what does it all mean? What does it mean? And I'm like, it doesn't mean anything, Frankie. I'm like, they're literally just dressed up, like, from probably whatever fucking shit they had laying around from other Halloweens.
I remember when we were listening to the band, and I was like, Teddy, every time I look at someone, they look at me. I was convinced that, like, everyone I looked at would, like, turn around and, like, look right at me.
He's just looking at
like, they knew I was looking at them.
Just like, what the fuck?
Everyone I looked at would be like this, and, like, look right at me, and I'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Frankie was really fucked up that night.
It was fun, though.
But it was
what
great.
A nice introduction.
It was so funny for me. Like, I was having a fucking ball.
It was a great... I'd rather start with a trip like that.
Yeah.
So I know, like, all right, it could get fucked up in the future. You know, like,
it could
instead of having
crazy.
the best trip ever the first time, and then you're like, can't wait to do it again, and then you have a really bad one, you're like, what the fuck? You know? I'd rather have a bad trip first. And then, like, know what I'm gonna, you know how to handle it better.
See,
and then,
majority of my trips are really great, you know. There's just sometimes little bad moments, but, you know, it always gets good. It always gets crazy.
Oh, shit.
It always gets crazy, though.
Howdy. It's out.
Bitch is dead.
Okay.
Tell her to rest in peace.
Rip.
For the longest time. Can we sing that song? Matt, do you know that song?
For the longest
time. Ah, motherfucker.
Fuck yeah.
Get me in my element. Sing some doo-wop.
For the longest time.
Oh, for the longest. I love that fucking shit, bro. Ah! Let's see. Have you guys ever seen UFOs?
I saw some fucked up shit one night
Really?
outside of.
Explain.
I don't know what. Like, listen.
I've never seen.
I've
seen UFOs before a few times.
I want to like believe that there are or some shit like that. You know, like, but I know that I've seen shit and I've been like, whoa, that's one, and then I'm like, that wasn't fucking. You know, like I'm not like. So when I saw this shit, I was like, what the fuck was that? So.
Oh, Frankie, you called me right after this happened.
You right after.
I was the first person you fucking called when this shit happened.
So I like walked out of the store or something. I don't know. It was Handy Pantry.
No, you were out by your job.
Handy Pantry. No.
Oh, I thought you were going to your job or something.
Well, I heard something at my job. I have a video of that shit.
Yeah.
Whatever. So I was like, Handy Pantry, right?
Yeah.
I was walking out of it, and I don't know. I was walking to the car, and I saw like it looked like a shooting star, kind of. It was really low though, and it was like, but really bright, like fucking like super, almost like I couldn't look at it, and it came out like this, and it got bigger and like it was growing, and it got really bright and turned into like a big ball, and then it went and it like just disappeared.
What the fuck?
And like I don't think it was a shooting star. It's like fucking little, and it just like goes by.
Yeah.
This thing like. I saw it had like a slow. It like went like this. Like I know like you're not gonna be able to tell over the audio, but like it like came up like really slow. Like it had like a little give to it or whatever. Like it was like you could see it was starting to come up, and then it got a little faster, and that's when it got bigger and bigger and bigger, and then it just disappeared. And I was like,
see,
I was like,
it could have also been a really big piece of debris in the.
No, but then why would it have just disappeared?
So fast and it just maybe it burnt up. Maybe
it
just got so fucking hot.
It could have been that shit, but
I don't know. I've seen some shit and I know that shit was UFOs.
That's the only thing that I was like, what did I just see? Like
it's like what the actual
I had never
fuck
seen
is that?
before. You know, like that was like.
Yo, I've seen like once when I was out by the beach. I was out by the beach and it was like it was late at night. It had to be like 2-3 in the morning, and I was looking up at the stars. I was laying down and just looking up at the stars, and dead ass I see like what looks like a shooting star, maybe a satellite, but it was moving too fast to be a satellite, and I thought it was like a shooting star or whatever, and I was looking at it, but all of a sudden it starts going in like zigzags. Like fucking zigzags, and I was like, the fuck is this? I was like, that shit doesn't happen to shooting stars. The fuck?
It's like what kind
and it was like moving so quickly, like it was just moving across the sky, like in fucking crazy zigzags, just going.
How high was it?
It was far.
Was
it looked like a star. It looked like a star. Okay. It was like fucking like moving so fast and like zigzaggy motions. Like it was like crazy. Like I was like, what the fuck? And that's when I knew that shit was a UFO. I saw that shit and I knew. I was like, bitch.
And that's when I knew there was.
Even the government released that there's UFOs. Like even the government released that bullshit.
Yeah, but there's the whole there's this whole like theory that, and I believe there's way more.
Oh yeah, you told me about this theory. Get into it.
I heard more about it. So there's like a theory that so. I don't know the times, so I'm sorry, I can't be like really accurate, but a long time ago in Africa there was like a city that was like the place to go to learn, to be enlightened. Like it was
Egypt?
It was yes, in Africa, and that's the whole thing. Egypt is there too. Mm-hmm. Why do you think fucking, like people don't like Egypt is, the pyramids and shit, like there used to be a big like city there. They used to, and they think like it was way ahead of us, and like it got wiped out. Like it got the Earth got was destroyed. We don't know how long we've really been here.
Like
and
Atlantis?
shit like that. Like we don't know if the world was like fucking destroyed and now it's redone. You know what I'm saying? And this is like a second.
And like the government would never tell us if that happened.
But the pyramids, like they say, how did they build them? Like exactly, like because it was a more advanced city, whatever. And then they had ships already. They were already going into space and doing this shit. And the governments now have found their ships, and that's what UFOs are. It's not from other planets. UFOs are us flying what we found already here, but they're from, and we reverse engineered them. We reverse engineered them. You know what I'm saying?
Oh shit! So they were able to make like flying cars back then.
No, like spaceships,
like
dude.
Spaceships.
Like full on, like they were way, way, way before our time, and the planet got destroyed or something like that, and it restarted, and we're like another version. And who knows how many fucking times that happened. And like when the government finds this shit, who knows what else they fucking found, yeah,
there's so much shit.
Or what they hide, and that's why I'm like, why do you think Africa's fucking the poorest, whatever? And no one goes to Africa now, like what, you know what I'm saying? Like. Isn't that weird that like a place that may have been that big of a fucking deal now is like the poorest country? There's nothing there. No one goes there.
Oh, you're saying they're trying to like get us away from that?
Like no one goes there now.
Like
what if there's shit there that that maybe they still have to find, or that they've found
like
in
Antarctica,
the past, and they
bro.
know that was a place, and now it's exactly like no one goes there. Like
it's like Antarctica. They had that's where the theory that fucking Atlantis used to be in.
Like why does no one own? Why does no one own? Like come on this planet, with how the countries are. No one has fought for Antarctica yet or some shit, like no one's tried to do it in the history of the fucking planet. No one's, or at least, recently no one's conquered that thing or tried to. Isn't that the nature of like us?
Yeah.
Doesn't somebody want that?
I'm like, what part of the Earth is it owned?
Why are we so peaceful about no one owning Antarctica, We're like, okay,
it's uninhabitable because there's like
but
ice.
It's 2020. We have solar panels. There's fucking sun there probably a lot, right?
Yeah.
Yo, they're trying to like in a few years they're trying to start like having people like fucking live on Mars. To like set it like let alone why not fucking Antarctica that's right there. Like and it's crazy because the government would never tell us if there was another civilization that just perished before us. Because imagine how terrified people would be like knowing like there's a whole civilization even more advanced than us and it just got wiped out. Like, do you know how terrified the collective would be if that was like a known thing?
Everybody has an ego death at the same time. And
exactly.
Have to, think about it's like a massive awakening.
Like, we're always so like they're always showing us these like movies where it's like these crazy shit happens. So like you watch it, you're like, oh, this is the movies. This would never happen to me. But like, what if that's what they're conditioning us exactly for? Like, so we would never like even question that shit happening.
You ready for this? I'm gonna just take a little left turn. Are
Go.
you ready for this, Matt? Do you think that there's a way to? I'm serious. Do you think there's a way if you like figure something out or whatever, like right now, that you could like go into another, like do you think there's a way that you could just go?
Into another dimension.
Yeah, like do you think there's like some way to like get out of I don't know.
In this life, that's crazy. Actually, maybe.
It's called death. It's literally called death.
Literally.
Just kill ourselves right now. That will take you to another fucking dimension.
Dude, do you think that we're gonna have our own personalized like spaceships and go into fucking space?
No, not for fucking the middle class, bro.
Yeah, they're gonna keep us to this shit.
Yeah.
And you know what I realized about Long Island?
That's why like none of the corporations give a fuck or anything like that.
You know what I realized about Long Island? You see how there's like a shit ton of like apartment places everywhere now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like Fairfields.
like this and like even more like apartment like really close and whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, I think they're turning... They want to make Long Island more like Queens and Brooklyn and shit. like down in Bayshore, they're putting
I know what you're
they're putting a
talking
whole
about,
bunch
yeah.
of apartments, and it's starting to look kind of like Queens and shit, like a lot. Like there's a lot of apartment buildings, like, you know, just like Queens.
Yeah.
And it's like in a lot of those towns by the water and stuff, they're starting to put like it's like all apartment buildings now. There's like, anytime there's an open space, they fucking put in apartment buildings there. I don't know. It looks like, you know, like everything. It looks like they're putting more money into building apartments than houses now or something. Mm-hmm. Like they want people, like, you know.
Yeah, they want people to populate the island.
I don't know. They're trying to cram more people over here, and then it's gonna become like Brooklyn. You know, like then, you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah. Shit, they're trying to make Long Island
like
a borough.
go to the Bayshore Ferry. Like, remember we were there?
Yeah.
They're building, like, I mean, already like it kind of looks Queenie over there.
Yeah, like where you
and
used
now they're
to live
putting,
when I first met you.
And now if you go like off Main Street, like up
Garden
one
City.
block or down one block, it's like all apartment buildings now. It's like turning into like a shit ton of apartments, and then like a main street in the middle with all the stores and restaurants. It's like a little, you know.
Well, the real
Yeah.
thing is not so many houses are being bought because not so many people can like afford it anymore. Because like to own a house is fucking expensive.
And that's not good that
Apartments.
that's not good that people are okay with that.
Yeah, no.
That now they're gonna pay, like, you could have a mortgage for $3,000, but now people are gonna pay $3,000 to just rent an apartment. Mm-hmm. And you could, but there's also people that say you should rent. You should never own it because it's always like a cost to you. Mm-hmm. There's also like that argument. I don't know.
I don't know either, man.
Because like when you own a house, there's so much cost in owning a house and keeping up a house and shit. But if you rent a house,
if you rent it, you're just
don't
like,
have to take care of it.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you have a stable income and you know you're all right, and you could just rent and like you don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know you're gonna be okay tomorrow, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like renting is better or whatever because you don't have all the costs involved and shit like that. I don't know. At least when you're younger, you know, then maybe when you're
exactly.
older.
It's
But
just
like, while you're younger, why have all those expenses on you when you're trying to like start
What the fuck was that? I think that someone made a sound and it sounded right next to my ear and that was wild. Yeah.
All right.
No.
Back to this
Get out of
shit.
here. Get out of here. All right. Welcome back to the show. We're back. Frankie said it. Frankie came back. I brought us back. Here we are.
Here we are bouncing back in.
Yes.
Yo.
Indeed.
I remember the first time that I took shrooms, and then I went to Teddy's house, and James was there. I was sitting there staring at like the pictures on Teddy's wall, and then I saw like all these geometric patterns and shit like that, and I was like, what the fuck? And James even was like, yo, do you like see like the patterns and shit like that? Like, he kept saying geometry and stuff, and I was like, what the fuck? And then I like looked at the pictures, and then all of a sudden I started seeing all like the shapes and stuff. It was like coming at me, and I saw like, you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So then I was sitting there. I was like, what the fuck? And then I heard like some like weird voice saying like, bro, chill. It's all just science and math. And then like and I was like, what the fuck? And then he's like, yeah, he's like, just chill. Like everything is like in like science and math and like that. How everything is created is through like all like these numbers and shit like that, and like evolution and sequences and shit.
Oh, like
and
a computer. Like,
yeah, I guess
like
in a way.
Numbers and algorithms, right?
Like binary code and shit.
Right,
I guess.
Because we're in a fucking simulation.
I guess. But
Yes.
I don't know, but it was a wild fucking.
We're in
thing.
Sims 100.
Wait. Do you know how like majority of the people hate math?
Yeah.
What if it's because we're like programmed to hate math, like through like the news and shit like that, and like what we watch on TV? Because if we get really good at math, if like a whole collective got really good at math, we could crack the code
There's a code.
to the fucking Matrix.
But what comes after the Matrix?
fucking liberation, unity.
Like, what happens like when you get there? Like what happens after?
But hold on, can we collectively say something?
Yes.
Do you, like, honestly, knowing, like, the world as it is and the way it's run and the way things are across the board, would you not wouldn't you, I believe more something that, like, the fucking Matrix is going on than that there's, like, a hell or a heaven.
I believe it's a lot more complicated than that.
There's something, like, fucking corrupt about us. Like, I feel like I have these thoughts, like, what if when you die it's like fucking bullshit, you just get like put back into more bullshit or some shit, like someone's already ahead of us and they've already fucking like figured it out and we're just like fucking screwed, and like whatever the natural thing is, we're already fucked, like we're already out of it, and like it's never gonna happen. You know what I'm saying?
I don't feel like that. I don't feel like that. I can't relate.
So you think like everyone is controlled their whole life here by like, you know, governments and shit and everything, and then you die and it's just like freedom and peace. You think that's like a real idea? Or
I don't think it's freedom and peace, like, but I think,
you know, you just go back into like being controlled or something?
I think there's more than this world. And basically I believe what makes Earth so special is the fact that we have, like, in a sense, free will. And I feel like the governments and the corruption and everything is a product of our own. It's a product of our own collective karma. And in order for us to clear it, we have to refix the world. Well, like, we have to be the ones who break the chain, who stop the corruption, you know?
Exactly, so listen up, fuckers. Don't listen to the fucking government.
So what if we're in a fucking game, right? What if we're all in a game, and if we all come together as one, and like we just everyone arms themselves, and we take over everything. The people take over literally everything, but in an organized fucking way. Somebody or a group of people come to power in a new whatever, and it's very organized, and the people take over everything. Mm-hmm. And then like, what if we do that, and as soon as we have control of everything, like everything ends, and it's like you've won, and it's like, it's just like, you know, like yeah, like as soon as we do that, like everybody like. Earth, it doesn't happen. Now everybody just gets born into heaven forever. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's no more Earth anymore.
The whole like entire fucking
but it's because no one's ever done it, you know, like in this generation or whatever. I don't know.
Maybe that's what happened to all the rest of the worlds. They cleared their level. You know, all the past civilizations. They all just fucking...
the Earth gets reset, and then it's like next group.
They just fucking somehow figured a way to like overcome
next
everything.
Match, like clearing next match starting in 10 seconds, and then it's a new...
Oh shit! What if that winning civilization goes higher in another dimension?
And
or
clears
to another dimension. Again, they have another set of problems. It's like that one set just like goes.
That's probably what it is.
That'd be fucking crazy.
That'd be some wild shit.
All right, so then, hold on.
If you think so, like, do
you think the next thing after this is complete like bliss, or do you think it's better or whatever, but there's still another challenge or whatever, because then do you think there's something after it then? Because no one ever talks like that way.
Oh, like, well, I think it's complicated. I think there's like a purgatory kind of place where your soul kind of like rests. And whatever state like you die in this incarnation is kind of the way you're like, that is. So that's what that hell and heaven experience is. Because that like purgatory could be heaven to you, or it could be hell if you have like a lot of like attachments, like, you know, if you died a brutal way and your soul can't get over it, you know, and it keeps replaying that, or like
like made the energy chaotic and shit like that. So
yes, exactly. Like, and you know, or it could be heaven, like, you know, you could just be free, like if you have a free mind, like, and you just have really not a lot of attachments to this world, you could be free, like you could just be living bliss. Because I believe that purgatory state is like you can manifest very quickly. So whatever comes to mind, you're manifesting.
But I think
because you can manifest here, but it takes a lot longer because you're physical.
A way greater amount of people aren't in a higher way of whatever, and they all have attachments. So you think all those people have that hard of a time getting into somewhere?
Yes, for a little bit.
Incarnating,
and then you would go to your incarnation when you're ready.
Yeah.
I believe that's like the middle step, you know? And that's the one. Like, and then, you know, your soul will sign a contract saying, like, this is what I want to do in my next life. This is the karma I want to clear. This is the things I'm willing to take on that I will encounter in my life. Like, you know, that's your major, like, I believe fate and also free will. Like, you have the free will to make your own decisions, to decide your life, but also there are some things that you are destined to encounter in your life in order to clear your karmic issues and such, like stuff like that.
Yeah, they also say karma is like lessons, so it's like you're going into your incarnation to like learn all these lessons. It's like it's like you are technically going into a matrix. It's like to learn certain.
Yeah, it's like a simulation simulator.
It's like you're going in to physically simulate
exactly
all the lessons you want to learn. Exactly. And then after this body passes, you go back up. And then you go back down when you want to learn another couple of lessons, and then you're in another body.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I definitely see shit like that. I feel like, you know, it goes like that, you know, and then eventually you'll clear off your karma, and then you can join the collective again, the unity, like, you know. And it's so much more in depth than that. That's just like the brief skim for this combo.
It's the tip of the iceberg.
Like, and it goes way beyond even my comprehension. But I think death and, like, what happens in the afterlife is a lot more complicated than what any religion wants to claim. Because, like, imagine explaining that to a bunch of people. Like, religions usually, like, were started amongst, like, the poor people who are, like, uneducated during, like, the Middle Ages and stuff like that, you know? Like, and even way back before then. And imagine having to explain such complicated ideas to a group of people. It's easier to just sum it up, say, oh, you die and you go to this happy place. Big man says hello. Or you die and you go down to the bad place where you burn in flames for the rest of your fucking eternity. Like, doesn't that seem easier to scare people? Like, to do the right thing, to listen, to obey? Because religions have been mostly, like twisted and turned in order for the governments to use it for their agendas.
Exactly.
So, it's all been corrupted. It's all been corrupted. So...
Yeah, it's like the Roman, like, Catholicism turned extreme and used it to, like, kill a bunch of people. It's like it went...
The fucking Children's Crusades. The Children's Crusades, bitches. Shit was wild.
Fuck that shit.
The things people will do for religion.
Yeah. Just fucking slaughtered massive amount of children.
Like, look at cults. Cults are an extreme version, but in a way, it's roots from the same thing.
You know what I want to talk about?
What?
Did you hear about China?
What about
and their camps? The Muslim camps.
Yeah, dude, we're going into like another fucking.
Now they've killed more Muslims than
the Holocaust.
Than the Holocaust now, and like.
Dude, isn't that so fucking sad that that's going on right now?
So like that's why I ask people. I don't want to say like exclusively if you're on the left, not to get political, but I'm saying like if you don't see that like no one thinks that it's weird that there was a virus from China, that they're doing all this weird shit, like everyone's economy's kind of fucked up while they're doing this fucked up shit, like they opened up again before everyone else, like they had like a little head, you know, like they were like they've been ahead of everyone now with their shit, you know, like they've been building up their military and shit. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like they're preparing for war or something like that.
That's not weird to anyone, like, I don't know.
Dude, I talk about that with John a lot, actually. Like, I actually saw a video on Joe Rogan today that Adam Curry was talking about how China, like, in the beginning of COVID, like, he said that they think that their videos coming from China about COVID was fake. And then they would make Twitter bots and fucking, like, pin it at certain countries and only show those types of videos to kind of, like, scare them to be like, yo, COVID's real. Like, this is what's happening in China and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they had to keep, like, like, sending it to, like, start it off or some shit like that.
Right. Like, it wasn't really there.
Yeah.
Right. I fucking buy that. Dude.
But it's so weird because, like, all these people are dying from COVID.
I think...
It's like, but I don't know.
There's definitely people dying.
I think...
Is people dying,
COVID.
But of what
I think
is
there's
the
something...
question?
There's something going on, and that it's been going on for a long time. There's... China's... Fuck. I'm being serious. China wants to take over. Like, China wants to take over our country. And I say that because...
Do you think they're going to be like the new Germany?
There's been like, China has infiltrated our country. Like, the Democratic Party, whether you like it or not, they love China. They're so, China, there's nothing wrong with China. Like, why? You know, like, why you like that? They support China, like, they want to, like, I think there's something wrong.
But that's not just a party thing. That's not just a party thing.
But it is. There's something wrong with it. And it's not right. And I think, you know, like, in all the... What... This is going to be a good podcast.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not, the Black Lives Matter protests are all bullshit. It's all, you know, it's all fake. It's all fueled by the Democratic Party and people that... It's all staged. It's not... This isn't real. This is to destroy the country. This is to hurt the country even more with the other shit that it's all fake. It's all, like, manufactured. It's all manufactured. Look it up every election. There's the Democrats, all, you know, each side always pull, you know, this is just like crazy shit this time because into some heated shit there.
Hello, people.
That was terrible.
We're ending this shit. Adios from your favorite goddess.
Yeah, so peace out, guys.
Hey. Good night, motherfuckers. The Smoothnia session, September 18th. I don't know when this is coming out, but go fucking listen to it. Marano on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, YouTube, Pandora, iHeartRadio, Weezer, Tidal, TikTok, Instagram, Google Plus, your sister's ass, the Pony Express. Alright, go ahead.
Yeah, so, we do episode Wrath of Aquarius podcast. We do episodes Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. So this is gonna come out next Saturday. So what is?
Oh, that's on the day, baby. Hey, so go listen to it. It just came out, motherfuckers.
Yeah,
the 18th, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it just came out today, baby. Here it is. Smoothnia Sessions.
Fuck
Smoothnia
yeah.
Sessions.
Bye.
Bye.
Check it out. Bye.